So I'm just going to lead you kind of on a tour of my creator's studio. And that starts actually before I get into what you're looking at on your screen. And actually, let me just log out of that keynote and log out of the websites that I'm in right now as I do my development work. And I'll just go back to the desktop and I'll kind of give you a tour around my desktop in just a minute. But I'll leave this desktop on the screen right now. But I'm just going to kind of stand up from where I'm sitting and creating this video for you. And I'm going to look around the room because I want to tell you a little bit about the whole room in which I create these videos and these trainings and these websites in, because I've set the room up as a really energetically, it's a very good space, very attuned to creative manifesting and growth and multiplying of creations. This room is a very creative space. And there's some stuff that I've done to set up my creative space in my creative studio in as good a way as I possibly can, just to make it really, really an effective space from sort of a feng shui-ish point of view to try to create a business that's going to become very, very prosperous, right? So when that's your goal, to create a business that is going to be extremely prosperous and scalable to you, to the point that ultimately you hope it completely gives you back the gift of financial freedom in return for all of the time and the energy and the effort and the inspiration and the creative drive and energy that you are now about to put into this business in the first place. You're hoping that that business is going to, in time, reap rewards for you, right? And grow into a full blossoming fruition of a business that is very abundant and provides you financial freedom and the freedom to do ultimately whatever you want to do in your life. You know, that's the goal for most of us. So the creator studio is so important if you're going to get this right, I believe. And I've put some real intention into my space. I have 3 different places to sit in my room, but every single one of those places to sit is angled towards. I basically have the trees and the front of my property out my window. I'm fairly high up, so I look down on quite a large stretch. I mean, I can see quite far from this window. I can probably see 6 or 7 houses and about 50 or 100 trees from the window that I'm looking at right now. So it's a very expansive view. It's at the front of the house. It looks over the front of the house. Now, if you don't have a creative studio that looks over the front of the house or has a nice view, it's not the end of the world. But if you have a house where one room in the house in particular has an absolutely awesome view out of one of the windows, I highly recommend that you take full advantage of the awesome view and really put yourself in the position of looking at the most inspiring view out of the most inspiring window in your house, if you can. Have that be the window of your creator studio. Because honestly, if you're looking at beauty more than you are looking at anything else, you are going to be aligning very naturally, vibrationally, with beauty, with ease of creation and life force energy, just thriving and growing. You know, if you can look at a beautiful natural scene or a beautiful scene that at least looks abundant and prosperous to you, and you have that be what you gaze at more than anything else, then that's going to have an effect vibrationally, a very, very positive effect on you. And it's going to make aligning with vibrations of abundance and beauty when you create that much easier for you before you even open up any of your applications and all of the software gadgets and gadgets I'm going to show you. I wanted to just, let you know that that was very important to me. When I set up my creative space, every single one of the chairs in this room looks out over the most awesome view that I have of the front of my house in my entire house. And that was intentional. So what I am mirroring back to myself is basically a vision of inspiration and beauty and success. And those are the vibrations that I want to be in complete alignment in when I am in my creative space. So whatever way you can engineer that for yourself in your creative space, I would do that. A couple of other things that I really love about the room that I've designed here to work in that I would just highly suggest to you. I have a cork board. I have some inspiring pictures on the walls. I have pictures of my absolute favorite places in the world. I have a guitar on a chair in this room, and I haven't picked the guitar up yet. I bought it quite recently because one of my life goals this year was to teach myself to play the guitar. I'm 37 years old and I've always wanted to try, and I had a couple of lessons and know a couple of chords from when I took some lessons as a kid, but it's just something that as an adult so far I haven't made the time to invest in learning, and that's one of my goals this year, is to do that. I also have a number of yoga mats and blankets and rugs and shawls and things in this room because I very often roll out a yoga mat and just sort of move in my body. I find just becoming kinesthetically awake and energized and fluid in my body has an amazingly positive, profound effect on my creative ability and inspiration level. You hear from a lot of writers, especially about writer's block and having creative blocks where you just can't create. Well, the thing is, in our business, the business that I'm going to be teaching you about in Career Alchemy, it is essential that you produce content, that you create content consistently over a longer and longer period of time in order to build your business. There is hard work involved in this model. The thing is, none of us really mind doing the hard work if we're doing what we love doing, and we love creating in the medium that we have chosen to create in. It doesn't have to be video. You could become a great blogger or a great social media advocate for a cause or a place or a campaign or even one of your own products. You could get behind, business, Facebook and advertising. You could get really good at SEO. Maybe that comes easily for you. Maybe creating MP3 files and PDF documents comes easy for you. Maybe it doesn't. And you can play with this whole array of creative palettes that you can choose from. There are so many ways to succeed on the online sector of your business and in the event marketing sectors of your business, which is something else I'm going to be talking to you very seriously about getting into, not just as a platform speaker, but perhaps even an event director for an event that is more industry-wide than your one specific niche specialty within whatever industry you choose. If you choose to take that industry-wide event organization on as something you do, or an industry-wide organization of a large super site. Hopefully on this series I'll be talking to Dr. Harlan Kilstein with you about his super site formula, which I think is an absolutely brilliant idea for someone really wanting to get ahead in online marketing. And what all of those things have in common is they all give you a chance in one way or another to own a whole platform within your industry. Now, the first time I heard this strategy or this insight, this just brilliant stroke of success insight explained to me was by Brendon Burchard. I used to be in his Empire group several years ago now, but I was in the group for several years. And Brendon really stressed that at that time, and that really stuck with me because I realized I'd already done that, sort of accidentally. I mean, when I did it, there wasn't the profound strategy behind it that Brendan had found or discovered in retrospect or in perspective. But what he said, which was very, very true, especially when I looked at it through the lens of how I had, through running the Flagstaff Yoga Festival, managed to position myself as a yoga teacher in my industry with some of the superstars, because, and this is really important, all of a sudden through running that event, I captured an email list of RSVPs who all RSVP'd to attend the event. I set up a little form, a little box on a page of my site, and everyone who had a ticket given to them physically, we handed out physical business card size tickets to the Flagstaff Yoga Festival by the thousands, and we got 1,000 RSVPs. Because what we had done is we had put our festival tickets in bulk into our non-profit partners' gala dinner fundraisers and the silent auctions and those fundraisers and the raffles. So everyone going to this event had invested about $300 to $500 on average in the charitable organization of whoever's fundraiser they had gone to that night. So for someone who had already proved that they had already invested $300 to $500 in an experience for a charity, that was good enough for me. I didn't need them to actually pay me that $300 for my ticket. I just wanted that attendant to show up and fill out my event. And this is the secret that most event organizers don't stumble upon until later. The secret is you don't make the money on your front end ticket sales. You make some money on the front end ticket sales, absolutely. But in my first year of running the Flagstaff Yoga Festival, 80% of my revenue stream was actually derived from sponsorship and exhibitors. In other words, I had exhibitors paying me $300 to come to the festival. As long as I put the right 1,000 attendees who had paid the equivalent value of $300 for one of my $300 festival tickets, and that was authentic and true, and then those exhibitors were going to be very, very happy with me and be repeat customers year after year as I continued to do the festival more and more automatically every year. And that's exactly what happened. I had this amazingly happy base overall of core exhibitors who would come and pay me $300 next year too, and $300 the year after that too. And so rather than the purely course content online web business structure where someone will pay you $300 for a course package once, but they'll never do it again because then they have the course. Why would they pay you again? No, you have to go and sell them another course later on. So there's always a different sale to engineer as you're building your online marketing business around monetizing online courses and classes and things like that, and coaching services. And that's great, that's fine. But you can also, if you choose to, develop an industry ownership position with a very large email list by engineering basically a large event of some sort. It could be an online telesummit or a live conference style event like I do, or more of a summit or just a one speaker stage event, whatever feels appealing to you. If you can actually put your head around designing one of those industry-wide large attendance events, you've all of a sudden built yourself a list of comparable size with your industry's large summit-type event leaders. So, for instance, if you want the fastest way to get an email list the size of Wayne Dyer's, okay, can you imagine what Wayne Dyer's email list is? Or what Carolyn Mace's email list is? Or what Rodney Yee's email list is? What about Louise Hay's? So the thing is, when you understand that these megastars of our industry have mega online incomes, it is because they have very large email lists, and consequently they have also developed very large followerships on social media. Now, the easiest, fastest way to get yourself a follower base of that size on social media, if you ask me, is to basically run a large event for your industry where you invite maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 50 presenters like I do or more to come. And each of those presenters is bringing attendance. It's like all of you, all of the 50 presenters at your event, this is exactly what we did at Flagstaff Yoga Festival, by the way. We basically just crowdsourced a huge attendance base. It was like we shared up to create a large industry-wide platform, and then we put ourselves on that platform at the Flagstaff Yoga Festival. And all of a sudden, each of us little regional teachers had lifted ourselves together. We elevated ourselves to be in front of just as many people at the Flagstaff Yoga Festival as the big name yoga teachers were at that time getting at a large event like a Yoga Journal conference with a huge national glossy magazine, subscription-based magazine behind it. That was the only thing comparable to something that large that was happening in the yoga industry at the time that we founded the Flagstaff Yoga Festival. I believe the Flagstaff Yoga Festival was the second organic grassroots yoga festival to just sort of pop up in the United States. We ranked very highly for Yoga Festival as a search term on Google for that reason. And so none of us were that big of a name. But because we did this event thing where we pooled ourselves up, we actually managed to leverage our combined platform, and we just learned how to really generate some profit for ourselves and our teachings and our work from getting ourselves in front of that platform. So you're already working, if you're doing the online courses and classes and you've gotten a vision of selling a $100 or $200 or $500 package of courses, then you've already got the vision of needing to sell that course to a platform, to an email list, to a group of people in front of you at a workshop. These are the people you need to get in front of in order to ask them to buy. That's what a sell is. That's how a sale happens. You have to actually ask a lot of people to buy your thing. And then some of them will actually buy your thing, you know? So it's this big process, basically, of creating promotions. And if we cannot pull in to a creative space that allows us to manifest and create, we can't afford in our industry to get writer's block, to be blocked creatively. We just cannot afford to do that, because honestly, if you really want to know what would change your business the most in the next 90 days, I know we're doing a lot of our students in Career Alchemy are taking a 90-day challenge together as a student group. And we're working on, we have a private social network group that just our Career Alchemy students get to join. And that group is going to be a really neat place to hang out over the next 90 days, if I do say so myself, because honestly, there is going to be some rapid transformation in that group. Because one of our challenges on this 90-day pledge is to create something for your web development of your business every single day for 90 days. Dedicate a time every day, even if it's just 15 minutes. It could be as much as 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 hours a day. Of course, you could, if you really want to plow through everything I'm going to give you in Career Alchemy, and you want to devote half of every day for the next 90 days of work time that you have available to you, if you're ready to really devote to that 90-day period, you will transform your business. into a flourishing, profitable business for you online with automated components that can just start going more and more automatically for you every single month, you will be there in 90 days if you dedicate yourself that much to the 90 days of work that we're going to be giving you in this course. I do guarantee that. But many of us don't have that much time. It's the same formula, guys. It's the same recipe. And if it takes you longer than 90 days to complete this, if it takes you 365 days, an entire year to complete this, it's still a massive transformation that if you just consistently plug at little by little with us in our Creators Challenge, our 90-day challenge, even if you just have to spread that over 365, you are going to be in a radically different, more empowered, more abundant, more prosperous position in your online business in a year, guaranteed, than you are today. This is absolutely fail-safe because what we're going to teach you to do is so universal. But you have to do it in a sequence that you're really going to want to understand as a production schedule or a production calendar for yourself. And that's what Career Alchemy gives you, is that calendar. You know in Career Alchemy exactly what to do next to make your online business go. And knowing exactly what to do next really just gives you the roadmap. You're going to understand completely exactly where to go in Career Alchemy to create the next alchemical level of leveling up of success in your business. And that is the path that is laid out for you in Career Alchemy. And it's laid out through all of the pathways we discuss in that training very, very explicitly. Well, the first part of that very explicit training from here on out for me is to go from describing the room in which I create, and there's just a couple more things I want to mention about that room, and then I'm going to pull in now in this next section of this training to discussing what you're actually seeing on the desktop that you've been looking at. So in the room, just to finish up really quickly, in the room, and then we'll go on to the next section of this training, I have a whiteboard as well. I have a very large wall-size whiteboard in my living room. And the wall-size whiteboard is so well used that I'm going to need to get another one very soon because I've worn it out. I wouldn't mind actually getting a beautiful chalkboard in here. It just feels more connected to the earth for me, so I don't know what I'll do in my upgrade. But right now I have this wall-size whiteboard, and what I currently have on there is goals for Thursday and Friday. It is now Saturday. It's my it's sort of my big promotional filming day of the week in my production schedule, so I'm filming videos. That's what I'm doing. And then it's got Sunday and Monday sort of laid out. And what I have in that calendar, which I can put about a page's worth of information just there in large print in front of me in my day, is I basically have my production schedule. I have every little task that I need to do specified in an overview that gives me each of the top 5 tasks to do every day of the week. And I just limit myself to 5 tasks. And I make it a day's worth of work. But the thing is, the tasks, the day's worth of work that you can get accomplished when you really get productive with a schedule like this laid out on a whiteboard for yourself, you can accomplish so much in a day. And we are going to teach you so many productivity hacks in this course. I am so excited about that. I can't even wait for that part of the course because to me, there is so much potential for everyone in the world to do more, be more, create more, earn more, and accomplish more transformation for the healing of the planet and humanity right now, which is all what we are here to do. We are all here to do this in the 21st century. There is no other necessary need for there to be 9 billion human souls incarnated right now. We are here to massively transform and heal everything into thriving, right? That's what we're all here to do. We all know that in some way, And so I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt at this point, that one of my personal life missions on the planet today is to show people how to attain the most in their dharmic businesses and careers through programs like Career Alchemy and Career Alchemy Live trainings and the Inspired Life Summit and Almanac of the Spirit conferences and Holistic Arts Journal events and the Southwest Yoga Retreat events and everything we did at Flagstaff Yoga Festival too, and everything I've done at Virtual Tarot School and Chakra Life System and Chakra Intuition System and even Event Empires, which is coming up pretty soon. I've really been helping people to transform everything in the most powerful way that they can in order to do the most of what they are here to do to heal the planet and humanity. That is my calling, and really and truly what really makes me unique in some ways from other coaches, because there are loads of really talented, really valuable coaches who are serving spirituality and wellness practitioners and teachers and coaches and facilitators these days. And I'm betting that most of you guys consider yourself one of those categories, and you consider yourself to be somewhere in the spirituality or wellness or lifestyle inspiration or improvement niches. You know, what I call all of us collectively the inspired life industry. Because really and truly we are about that at our core in our businesses. We are about inspiring. And so everything in your creative space needs to be inspiring to you, because that is your goal. That is what you are here to lift people up into, is their inspiration. What do those people in their absolute most elevated, conscious, inspired moments, what do those people want to do to improve the planet, to heal everything, to help? Those are our inspirations. They are always to help. They are always to heal, whether it's for ourselves or others. It doesn't really matter whether it's for ourselves or for other people. When we are at our best as human beings, we are inspired. And pulling into that inspiration is what is going to transform everything on this planet. And if we fail to do that, we really are in trouble. At this point, we really are in trouble. So this work that you're doing is profoundly important. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And the room, the setup of the room and how it can support you, putting everything into your alchemical career is what I am all about helping you do in this training. That is truly why I am here. It is absolutely because your work is so powerful, it is so transformative, it is so revelatory, it is so healing and balancing and good work. You guys are the ones who are going to light this planet up. And anything I can do to get you there faster, to get your impact bigger, to make the impact of your healing so profoundly transformative for more and more people, if I can help you accomplish that, then I have fulfilled my life mission. That is what I am here to help you do. So you'll see me looking at the online marketing stuff with you and with the event alchemy and the event empire and the collaborative parts of the training, where I'm going to be teaching you how to collaborate with just as much push for you to really do as much as you are able to. And by that, I don't mean push yourself beyond your limits, because everything that you are going to do in this course is going to have to feel balanced and aligned and congruent and authentic for you in your life purpose, because it is going to require a lot of you. But then again, you know that your life purpose is going to require a lot of you. You know, most people, you know, they have a sense of being incarnated to fulfill whatever purpose they are here to fulfill. And honestly, that is a tall order. When we really speak and envision ourselves living into our best aspirations for what we would like to do to help and change and invigorate and enjoy everything about this magical, beautiful existence that we have been given as humans. When we really stop to to really contemplate that as human beings most of the time, honestly, it's a bit dumbfounding, isn't it? And you know that to really pull into those aspirations, you're going to work hard for a couple of years to get where you really know you could go, if you really decided to, in some sense, play bigger. But you know what? You deserve to play bigger. Your mission, your life aspirations are exactly deserving of that. You know, your life purpose is deserving of nothing less than your absolute devotion. That is your life purpose as a human being. You know, to give it less than your absolute devotion, while you seek to create that life purpose being fulfilled, while you seek to manifest that life purpose being fulfilled, and your alchemical career, when you think about it, is a huge part of what needs to happen to fulfill your life purpose. You need to become a career alchemist, because otherwise your life purpose isn't funded, it isn't scheduled, and it doesn't happen. So that's what we're going to free you up to do through developing and transforming your career into an alchemical career over the course of this year, this 6 months, this 3 months, whatever period of time you are going to commit to attend this program and go through the work. By the time you get to the other end of all of this coursework, because this coursework is basically going to be your to-do list in a very technical sense, so that you know exactly what you have to do next. When you get to that stage of development, that you're at the end of Career Alchemy as a course, you will have absolutely transformed your career into a truly alchemical career, a career that will give you the freedom of finances that you have always needed to start fulfilling your life purpose in a much larger way. This course is work. There is work for you to do in this course, but it is that worth it at the end of the day, because when you complete this course, you have an alchemical career, and you have gifted yourself back the gift of being able and willing and ready to enjoy fulfilling your life purpose on the planet. And all of this mess of not having the perfect career and the perfect paycheck to fulfill your true life's calling goes away. You heal and solve that problem for yourself through doing the work of this course. So, now, with that said, I'm going to end this section of the course where I was talking about, my surroundings in my room, and I'm going to pull into section 2, where I'm going to discuss with you how I actually structure what you're seeing on your computer screen. I'm going to kind of give you a tour of everything I have open. So this next section you can look at and say, okay, here are all of the tools that I might need to consider making sure are on my desktop computer as well. Because if I'm going to follow along completely with everything Laura's showing me, I'm going to need some of these tools. So this next section is going to teach you a bit about what tools I'm using, and then you can make the right choices, because going into this you need to set up your palette. You need to make sure that you have everything available to you as a creator that you are going to need to create the content that you're going to be asked to create from time to time as you go through this course. So we'll end this section now and go on to the next section and look at that technical software based palette of resources that I have here on this desktop for you.